Hello, my people. Hi. I moved, so that's why everything looks a little different. Do we like the vinyl wall? It's giving very pink hair Jessie, and I love it. I think the mermaid branding needs to come back. And if you're new or you just weren't there for the mermaid branding, you're extremely confused, which means you need to subscribe so that it gradually makes more sense, but nothing I say completely makes sense. Hello, my people. I have really missed videos like this. Some of my favorite videos I've ever done have been videos where I just sit down and very, very candidly talk about my experiences, and I hope with this video I can do the same thing and have the same impact, because this part of my life has not been easy, and I hope that maybe through talking through my experiences someone feels less alone, because it's an extremely lonely thing to go through and to be feeling, and I would not wish this upon my worst enemy, which I'm going to get into what this is, but yeah, I wanted to preface the video and I guess put my intentions out there. I care about my people, I love my people, and also use this as an apology for not being as active as I used to be or posting as much as I used to. And again, I'll get into why that has been the case, but I am so sorry and I feel so disconnected, and I am back. I say that every time, but I promise I am back. And I've just been like really wanting to do a video like this where I just talk about my experiences and what's really been going on, because my people know everything. Literally, I came out to all of you before I came out to my parents, to like half my friends, even like I'm pretty sure to like my management at the time. Subscribe if you're new. So yeah, I hope this video can really help someone out there, and yeah, I want to talk very candidly about my experiences, but with that being said, I will be talking about my past with my eating disorder, and my people know I would never want to trigger someone, so please, please, please click out if this video will potentially be harmful. It all ties in, I promise. I'm not just bringing it up just to bring it up, though I'm allowed to talk about it as much as I want. It's my experience. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna split this video into parts. So first I'm just gonna talk about a little bit of my background that led me to the point where I'm at now, just because it's relevant and it's needed so that you can understand where I'm at now. Long story short, I did not go to a doctor for 6 years. And if anyone has ever had an eating disorder before, you know there's a very weird relationship with going to doctors. You don't want to get found out. It's really weird. You're like in denial that you have this thing. If you're new, I had anorexia. I don't know. I was really scared to go to any type of doctor, and I had extremely scary symptoms. Where do I start the vlog off? I slept because I just am not feeling well. After I finished like the last clip, I felt like I couldn't breathe and it was really frightening, so we had the doctor come. Like I had really intense heart palpitations all the time when I had my eating disorder, and a big thing that happens when you have anorexia, a big thing that you're susceptible to, is damage with your heart. And it's kind of a reoccurring theme now in my life. So I would have weird symptoms and go to urgent care like once a year and be extremely scared that something was wrong because I didn't go to the doctor. Fast forward, I finally started recovering from my eating disorder, and immediately I met with a psychiatrist for the first time, and I went on ADHD medication, this like super intense stimulant, which is also going to be relevant, and I was feeling a lot better, and it was not easy at first. Like I gained a lot of the weight just to my face first, and I felt like a bobblehead, and like I had horrible acne from recovering, so my body went from like being a mess with all these symptoms while I had anorexia, to then recovering and having all these like really weird and intense symptoms. I like had insomnia for the first time in my life when I was recovering. But anyways, I was recovering. It was 2020, peak pandemic. And if you guys don't know, I've played electric guitar for like 13 years. I was playing guitar. I picked the guitar up over my head and banged my head. And this was a Gibson, like a custom Gibson guitar. So they're basically called backbreaker guitars. They're extremely heavy compared to other electric guitars. Okay, I'm not that, I am kind of fragile. I'm sensitive. I'm a Pisces. Anyways, so anyways, I was lifting the guitar up over my head, banged my head, and I remember I was like, oh, and I had a little mini faint. Like a little, oh, and then I had to get to the ground for like 3 minutes. I got up and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, there's no bruise. There'll probably be one tomorrow, because I did not know about concussions. So the next day I was taking ADHD medication, as I said, and I took it that day, but I felt like I didn't. I was like, I know I took it, so why does it feel like I didn't? I felt extremely disoriented. And for the first time in my life, I'm very known for playing music very loud. And because of the ADHD, like 13 tabs open in my head at all times, I couldn't have two things going on at once. I couldn't listen to loud music. I had a headache for the first time in my life. I'd done so many things where it was like, you know, symptom of this could be a headache. And I never had a headache in my life. I did have a really long history of kind of dismissing my health issues, like being extremely hard on myself to a point that was damaging. And that's not even just with the eating disorder. I remember I had the flu, I was living alone, and I had like 104-degree fever. I felt horrible, because you do while you have 104-degree fever, but I was like, it's all in your head, you know, you're being dramatic, get over it, get over yourself. And it's so crazy because I would never say that to someone else, it's just to me. So, moving on. I had a parent that disregarded and has disregarded health issues in the past, and basically I told this parent I don't feel okay. I like called my best friend Steph. We stand Steph in this house, and I told her, I don't know what's going on. Like, I did bang my head yesterday in a guitar. I feel extremely weird, disoriented. Everything hurts. Like, you know, I don't feel normal the next day. And she was like, go to the hospital. It sounds like a concussion, and you just want to make sure there's nothing more serious. And this parent, when I told them, was like, no. This parent said if it's a concussion, they won't do anything anyways. It's not worth going to the hospital. And also like refused to admit it was a concussion. And then I just remember I finally convinced this parent to drop me off at the hospital with my best friend on the phone. And this parent just the whole way was talking about how inconvenient it was, how out of the way it was to drop me off at the hospital. And meanwhile, I'm like, can you please like lower your voice? My head hurts. A lot of situations like that my whole life have really led me to believe that my health issues are in my head and just not important. Childhood trauma. And it's not fun. It's not an easy thing to experience. It's not an easy thing to unlearn. You know, now as an adult, I realize how horrible that was, and how I was absolutely justified to go to the hospital and make sure my concussion wasn't serious and there wasn't internal bleeding. Anyways, I got diagnosed with something called post-concussive syndrome. After that, I slowly started to feel better, but I developed a weird symptom in 2021 that I've had since. I started fainting all the time. It was like not a full badoom, like but yeah, long story short, especially in the morning, I just started fainting every single day, and it was so confusing for me. But yeah, I just would just kind of like fall to the ground and just like get really like disoriented, and my head would feel like, where am I, for like 5 minutes, and I would like have a drawer of my medicine open and like be going to take my medication for the morning, and then I would just have my faint and I would just like bang my head on the drawer. That has happened many times, which probably didn't help. So yeah, started fainting every day and I felt really scared, really scared, and I couldn't do these things that were super easy for me. Stairs were really hard for me, hot showers were really difficult for me, laying down too long and getting up. I had to drink so much more water to feel slightly normal. I felt like there was a lot of brain fog all the time. If I had a faint that morning, like the disorientation would go away, but it was still there a little bit, and like it was always worse in the morning because you know you sleep and you're at rest and then you get up, but it would still carry out throughout the day. I would still have like those mini faints. They just weren't as bad. Like right in the morning was always the worst. I went to a doctor. I don't know if it's from my eating disorder or from the concussion or from both or from having a concussion while I was already healing from something intense, or even I found out it's also something called hypermobile EDS, which I might have because the symptoms and like because of the illnesses I have with also being hypermobile is what it's called. Sorry, my legs do that too. Also my fingers. I did go to a doctor and I was diagnosed with something called POTS, and I have been taking medication for that. I've been doing my best. Yeah, that's also potentially a possibility as to why I have all these health issues. I've found since having my health issues that there are so many horrible doctors out there, and the American healthcare system is so beyond messed up, especially for like cis women, because I just have been dismissed so many times. I cannot tell you. I'm a person that's easily gaslit, so yeah. Anyways, I started fainting every day and not feeling like I had the same amount of energy I used to. And I was always a person that put a lot of my self-worth into my productivity, and I kind of, you know, left my whole family to do what I'm doing now, and it's, you know, a lot of people didn't believe in me. I've wanted to make a difference and prove those people that told me I couldn't do this wrong, so sometimes I take that a little too far, and I am super hard on myself if I'm not productive or if I'm not getting the same views as I used to. And these health issues unfortunately became a perfect way to blame myself for not being able to do the things I used to be able to do. So, you know, for the past year, every time I don't upload a week, every time I don't tweet as often, every time my videos get less views, I blame myself, I blame my health issues, and I feel extremely existential when I realize I can't do so many of the things I used to be able to, and be able to work at this threshold. Like now I can work at this threshold. I'm so fortunate to have this as my job, and it is so much easier than a 9-to-5. So then with these health issues on top, I blame myself because I'm like, what would I be doing if I had a 9-to-5? Because I have the liberty to take days off and, you know, work from bed some days, and I feel guilty for that. You know, I have to take the space for my health issues, but I feel bad that I have that opportunity and people don't, or that I have the opportunity to do this and it's such a great job, but I can't deliver at my full potential, you know, when there's so many new creators and new apps and I can't keep up with it all. I'm just an OG YouTuber just doing my best in here. So it's hard to keep up with everything going on and to not feel like I'm letting people down when I don't have the energy to do the things I used to be able to. So eventually, not only was I fainting every day, but in 2022, this year, I started getting migraines every single day. And they would last 8 to 9 days, and they were extremely painful. I could not listen to music. I could not go out in public because it was too overstimulating to my brain when I had a migraine. As you guys know, I've struggled with mental health. I have always struggled with anxiety and depression, but I had never really gotten to a point where I felt like I was dissociating. I did have that happen a lot as a kid, but I had, since moving out and away from my family, I had really built a lot of strong connections, and that went away until I had these health issues and I started to just dissociate, because being stressed caused a migraine, being too emotional caused a migraine. Because I'm in pain all of the time, I don't fully enjoy things like I used to. I feel like I'm watching my life go by, I'm watching other people's lives go by. To be in so much pain every single day that you don't feel like you can enjoy things as much as you used to. I feel like this spectrum of how strongly I felt about things has closed up, and I was always someone that felt so nostalgic about songs, happy about going to concerts, excited about things coming up, like sad about this thing, excited about that thing, and I just stopped caring, because when it comes to that type of like chronic pain, it just feels inevitable. It feels like there is no end date, and when you have doctors that don't care, it feels like there is no answer, and you are just going to live like this, and you can't help but feel incredibly sad about not being able to do the things you used to, or feel the same way, or even, I can't even cry when I'm having a bad day, because that will cause a migraine, and it's horrible, horrible, and it's hard because a year of not posting as much does hurt my page, and all I want to do is keep doing this, you know, and I have a lot of trauma with my home life, and I feel safer when I am out on my own. You know, I don't really have somewhere to run if things don't work out. So it's been hard because I've been struggling with knowing I need to take the time to find out what's going on, and I've been doing my best, but then also feeling so guilty for taking that time away because I'm scared of not being able to be on my own. Yeah, I'm sure you probably know what I'm alluding to here. So it's a scary feeling, you know? And then there's the thought of you're making it up, you're being dramatic, but I know I'm not my true and best self. There's so many things I've been wanting to do with my music, with guitar, with content for all of you, where I haven't been able to because of what I've been going through, and it's been hard to be easy on myself for not being able to do everything I want to. This whole situation has had its plus sides, you know. I've finally learned to calm down a bit, to be able to watch TV without working at the same time, to be able to like read books again I hadn't read for over a decade. But it's been really, really, really hard. I'm still working on finding the right doctors. I found some. I'm still working on ruling things out. I've been taking every supplement under the sun. I've been trying everything, and I hope one day I do find my answer. Honestly, I feel like it's from the amount of extreme anxiety I've had for years from trauma. Like, I've not relaxed. I want to keep making this work, and I want to keep making content, so I want to, you know, hopefully, like, maybe I can make more content about the books I'm reading. Maybe I can just do reactions to TV shows, and, you know, even though someone might consider it lazy content, for me it's what I can do right now, and that's important to me. Or even just videos about what's going on and living with, you know, this chronic pain and this chronic illness. I've slowly been trying to find answers and, you know, find what works for me, what doesn't, but I feel like, you know, I have to set more boundaries with myself and what my body can do, and it's hard because I had no boundaries with my body. I had none. If I was tired, I would force myself to do that thing because I felt obligated to do it, but now I physically can't. So, you know, I need to honor that and accept that. You know, I hope I can still make content in the same way I used to, just a little bit altered so it works more with me and my life and my current health situation. I'm working on it. I'm going to doctors. I'm trying to figure it out. It's really hard for me because I feel so selfish for doing that because of my past experiences, but I'm really trying to learn to mourn for the things I don't have anymore, but be grateful for the things I do have, and try to view this all as a learning experience while not, you know, dismissing my symptoms. It's so important to acknowledge things are hard and not pretend everything's easy or try to tell yourself to just stay positive. Like, you're allowed to have days where you're like, this sucks. That's okay. You're allowed to admit it. You're allowed to be upset. It's been hard, but I hope one day I come on here and I make a video where I'm like, I figured it out. This is what's been working for me. I feel like I'm getting there and I'm working towards it every day and working towards not feeling that guilt around it. And also, I hope you all can be patient with me while I'm going through this. I am still releasing a song. I'm very proud of myself for getting that out there and getting it done. It took way longer than it used to, but you know what? That's okay. I'm so proud of this song. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever done, and I really love the unique song concept here. It's definitely a statement, I'd say. I don't know, I started to want to talk about societal issues in my music, so it's upstream. Pre-save, I killed Peter Pan. Link in my bio. Do it, I'm watching you. But yeah, anyways, I don't want this to be a negative video because this isn't a negative thing. It sucks. I'm not gonna be like dismissing that, but you know, I just need to set more boundaries with myself and be kinder to myself in the process. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas in the comments for, you know, videos that can work for someone that has chronic health issues, let me know. Like, I've been reading so much. Like, do you want to know what books I'm reading? Let me know what you want. But anyways, yeah, this isn't a negative video, and I hope someone out there relates to this and just know that you're allowed to admit it sucks. It does suck. And it's not fair, you know, but I've learned so much strength through all of this, and I've done so much self-reflection. I think people that go through chronic illness and chronic pain are some of the strongest people I know. I've like made friends through this whole experience and trying to figure out what's wrong. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I love all my people so much. I really missed you and wanted to just talk about this situation really candidly. I feel like I got it all off my chest. That's like all there for you. And I promise next video will definitely be me like reacting to gay thirst traps. It'll get silly again, okay? Or like making bumbles as my cats. Not a bad idea. Anyways, my people, I love you. I'm gonna feature your pages on the screen. Mwah. As well as your posts. I love you so much. And I hope you have a good day. Okay, I will see you hopefully next week, but it's okay. Not. Yeah. I love you. I missed you so much. Aw. Okay. Bye. Follow you, follow you, follow